can't live without a woman. Tell me, can you? I would never hurt a woman.
Hi, I am Patricia Mensah-Larkai, a Distinguished Toastmaster. I'm a public speaker, communication and leadership coach.
A very good afternoon to you all. I can understand you because around this time you're basically waning off, you're tired, and you wish you can get going. So I'll try to make this session very interactive. May I please see by hand those who have ever heard that women are their own enemies? Okay. Well, I believe again that this is a perception, one that we can all change. And that is why I am speaking on the topic, encouraging positive competition hinged on collaboration among women. Madam Chairperson, my dear fellow speaker, distinguished guests, it gives me great joy to be speaking to you regarding a subject that is very dear to my heart. We've all heard about relationships, isn't it? And I hope that you understand that it takes a lot of effort if you want to achieve a certain goal alone, on your own, without the support of a group or other people. And that is why for women, whenever we talk about having more women in leadership or having more women breaking the glass ceiling and getting access into the C-suite, then you want to ask yourself, what kind of support are we giving to each other? Are you that supportive woman who is supporting the other woman to rise? Are you the kind of woman that encourages other women to be mentored, to be coached, so that they can shine? Let me take you to the good book. In Proverbs 27:17, and I took this from the New King James Version, it says, as iron sharpens iron, so a man sharpens the countenance of his friend. I believe man is being used here figuratively, and so it includes women as well. When I charged on this verse, I asked myself, how can I be that iron that is able to sharpen another iron? Have you ever thought about it? How can you be able to influence someone to make them better if you have not actually honed your own skills and developed your own competence? And therefore, it is important that we look at competition not in the negative sense, but in the positive sense. How can competition positively influence all of us to want to aspire to greater heights? A lot of the times when we think about competition, our minds are cast to the sporting world. You're thinking about the World Cup, for instance, or the African Cup of Nations. And you're looking at different countries that have represented themselves through their teams, and you have them playing against each other in different groups up until the moment where you have those that are qualified to be in the quarterfinals or the semifinals, and then the grand finale. What does that tell you? It gives you the picture of people that have been motivated to rise and to achieve more, to win and to succeed, or out of the lot simply because they've been thrown a challenge, isn't it? So whenever you think about competition, I want you to now put yourself in that moment of the athlete, of the footballer, of the tennis player, and ask yourself, how can I use this opportunity to develop my skills and my competencies such that I am able to arrive and reach out to my best self, a new level of greatness? Because that is what we see a lot of these sports men and women do. Even when they have succeeded in winning that gold medal, they still will train and build their skills and competencies to enable them break their own records another time. And most often, they do this because they know others are looking for that same opportunity. When we think about competition, I want us to look at how the Oxford Dictionary defines it. It says that competition is striving to make a great effort at winning something by defeating others or establishing superiority over others. Now, when you think about the word strive, it is to make that extra effort so that you are able to achieve or obtain something. And I believe that in life we're all striving to achieve something, isn't it? And that is why it is important that we realize competition isn't bad after all. How can we leverage on our own strength together with other women, rubbing shoulders with each other so that you are able to improve yourself simply because you know somebody else is better in this field and they can help you to shine when you learn one or two things from them. I watched a video on YouTube and it was uploaded by the consummate dabbler. He had entitled it The Essential of Blacksmithing. Because I want to find out more about how iron sharpens iron and who works better with iron than a blacksmith. What I discovered is that the blacksmith works with three essential tools. The three essential tools are, number one, the forge, number two, the hammer, number three, the anvil. Now, what does the forge do? The forge is something that is able to allow the blacksmith to produce heat so that it can heat up the iron. He then uses the hammer as the force that is able to pound the iron so it shapes it into whatever tool it desires. And then it has the anvil. The anvil becomes that supportive framework or the platform on which the blacksmith works with the iron. These three essentials now took me into the formation of groups. How can we as individuals, whether it's among your group, with your peers, in your association, even in industry, how can you identify the members that have the nature or the characteristic of the forge, the hammer, and the anvil? The forge is that place which can be made out of brick or cast iron, and it can absorb a lot of heat. Even as high as 2,000 Fahrenheit, because you need a lot of heat before you can actually work with the iron. So that person within your group who is able to take on a lot of pressure, that person in your group who is able to absorb a lot of stress, that person that is able to get all of you going when the going gets tough, when other people are ready to give up in the face of challenges. Can you identify that person as a forge in your life? Or can you begin to seek out the forge in your life? Instead of looking at women who are strong or who are well advanced in terms of experience, expertise, and knowledge in an area that you need to learn from, instead of seeing them as your competitor in the negative sense, and so withholding that opportunity to build a relationship with them, can you begin to look out for who is my forge? Who is that person that I can learn resilience from? Who is that person that I can learn how to go through the tough moments, those difficult moments when you feel like just giving up? These are the people you need to identify and collaborate with. A lot of the youth want to go into entrepreneurship. You want to start your own businesses. You want to start your own company. It doesn't come easy. There are days you'll be asking yourself, why did I even take this decision? Why did I think I can make it? But if you have a forge, someone who has gone that way, has faced that challenge and has been able to overcome that challenge, then you can go to that person for mentorship, or you can go to that person for coaching on how you can take on the heat at that very moment in order to break through that challenging period. I hope you'll agree with me that if you have a forge in your life and you collaborate with such a person, then it is easier for you to also achieve your dream, because that person will not allow you to give up so easily. They are the people that will come and tell you, you can do it. I have been there, I have done that, and I tell you it is possible. Try one more time, because that person is there to help you take that heat. That person is there to help you take that stress off your shoulders. We heard from our speaker, Dr. Kadri, the fact that a lot of us fail to discuss our problems, maybe out of fear. We fear that the ideas that we're going to share with our friends would be stolen. We fear that if we discuss that deal or that contract with this person, they'll go behind our back and they'll go in for the contract. But when you start looking again at where it all stems from, look at over 15 people running a 3,000 marathon. You realize that they all tend to pick up energy from each other. As the camera zooms in, you see others they're very tired. They feel like almost giving up. But they can feel the breath of somebody coming behind their back. And it just gives them that energy. It's like a zest, and then it just pushes them to just keep striving. And so even if they're not going to be the first to cross the finish line, they just get that energy because of the company in which they find themselves. And it keeps them going. That is a kind of energy that you want to find through collaboration. Let's look at the second essential tool of the blacksmith. The hammer, something to pound the iron with. of you have friends and colleagues who will come to you and point out the wrongs in your life. Those who will come to you and give you honest feedback about the mistakes you are making or about to make. Even in our relationship, for those of you who are courting and you fail to see those red flags that we were just taken through, you have friends that will come up to you and tell you, I see these red flags and you need to be aware. These people are the ones that will come and, as we put it, knock sense back into your head. How many of you have friends like that? You have friends like that. And in the same vein, in business, we can also intentionally have habits as part of our team. These people are also flexible. The hammer is very flexible because it needs to become a tool that the blacksmith works with. And so you have friends that you can collaborate with and work towards your project, work towards your dreams, work towards your ambition, because they help you bend, turn, they help you to adjust to the issues of life. When a team member is the hammer, they will most often want to get you back into line when you are going off track. Remember that the blacksmith is the person that has the vision, but he needs the hammer to pound on the iron to shape it. If you want to become the iron that will sharpen another iron, it means that you must be open to new ideas. You must be open to receive feedback. You must be open to change. Because we can only improve and we can only become our best self when we open up to feedback and when we are able to apply this feedback in the way we do things. The hammer is also quick to put the iron on the platform. That is the anvil. The hammer is the one that the blacksmith is going to use to knock down the iron on the anvil. When you are the anvil, to the blacksmith, the older the anvil is, the better it is. And so a lot of blacksmiths will go in for anvils that are basically 80 years plus. Those are the kind of anvils that they know have taken on a lot of pressure. They have taken on a lot of heat. And so today we have a lot of men and women in industry who have become the CEOs, the experts, and they are open to mentor young ones. A lot of us are talking about mentoring because we now appreciate that those who have been in the industry for years have gathered a wealth of knowledge, and they can make our own experiences less cumbersome, and they can make our challenges more manageable. They can reduce our learning curve simply because they have been through the years. They have experienced it, and so they are able to tell you which one is good, which one is bad, which path will work for you, and which path wouldn't work for you. So in your team and in your association, have you discovered the anvil in your life? The platform that will be able to take on that pressure and help you to navigate through those challenging moments. Some of the fears that hold us back from collaborating with people, especially with other women, as I mentioned earlier, the fear of losing our shine, the fear of losing ourselves, the fear of being the victim of backstabbing or being emotionally hurt or physically hurt, the fear of not receiving due recognition. So now, how do we overcome this? If iron sharpens iron, then it means that you first must start from yourself. Be the change that you want to see. So you need to become that good friend. You need to become that good business partner. You need to become that good investment partner. You need to start asking yourself, what is the right thing to do? You can only do that if you have your own core values, your guiding principles, and you have a strong standard of operating procedures that you work with. When you have a solid background in this field, you have your values, you have your guiding principles, it helps you to learn how to be that iron that will sharpen another iron. It helps you become that good and sought after partner that others would want to collaborate with. And we realize that whatever you give off will attract people who also, as we heard from our speaker, see that value. And so they will also give back what you give them. If your business partners realize that you are honest, you have integrity, they will also ensure that they are honest and they hold their integrity high when they're dealing with you. This is the only way through which women can positively compete yet collaborate, so that together we're all discovering our best selves and we're rising to higher heights together. It is not about negative competition, but it's about how can we build synergy simply by giving each other that right kind of support, that right kind of energy. So let's go back to the blacksmith and delve deeper into how the iron itself takes on the heat, takes on the pressure, and yet it is able to come out strong and become that weapon that you need, and become that tool that you need on your field to cultivate. And I believe that once we're able to do this, we would understand that it is better for us to collaborate and reduce our burden and our pressure, because a burden shared is basically halved and becomes a problem solved. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. So you can keep the doctorate.